I want to talk to you about speaking your truth. And I'm going to present a little argument for why you should speak your truth with your eyes closed. If you feel like you've got a message that you need to get out and you need to share it, and you might feel like it's your truth, then I'm going to suggest that you share that truth with your eyes closed so you don't get distracted by what other people say or think or how they react to your message. The reason is because it's your message. And if you're getting feedback, and any feedback could be too much feedback depending on your character and the situation. But if you're getting feedback and that matters to you, then it's not your truth. If you have something to say to your partner, to your boss, to your God, to your teacher, whatever, and the response that they give is important to you, then I'm going to challenge you to consider whether you're really speaking your truth or if you're just trying to influence something external of yourself. It's kind of a kindergarten stoic philosophy thing, is there's internal and external elements in life. And I don't think this is the highest wisdom we can achieve, but I think it's really good psychological hygiene, mental, emotional hygiene, to understand that as a person you have an inner realm and there's an outer realm, and you have a lot more influence over the inner realm if you're identified with your mind and your body and haven't awakened to a kind of universal self-awareness. But if you're identified in your mind and body and ego, it's helpful to consider that there's your inner and your outer worlds. And with this perspective on life, you have a lot more control over your inner world. I almost can't say this without saying that my true belief is you don't have control over either. You're simply awareness. But for sake of discussion, and I do like talking about this stuff, you have your inner and your outer world. In Stoic philosophy, you should mind your inner world and you should let go of the illusion of control of the outer world. And so, with my little phrase for today of speak your truth with your eyes closed, what I'm getting at is, if you have a burning message inside of you and you want to share that message, I just want to encourage you to share that message, but don't worry about how it's received. Don't worry about the response it gets. And if the response is important to you, then it's maybe not your truth that you're really sharing. You might be a little bit confused about how life works. I'll go ahead and be direct on that one. So I would just put this out there again. If you got a message to share, I encourage you to share the message, but recognize that you're doing it for yourself. Audience of one. By all means, do it. If you got something you need to do, do it. If you got a skill that you want to share it. If you've got a performance you want to put it on. Go for it. But remind yourself that you're doing it for yourself. If you want to play music for yourself. If you end up doing it in front of a large audience, great. But I'm just going to encourage you that you really focus inside on these things that you feel the need to do in life, you should do them. But don't get confused judging whether you should do them or shouldn't do them, or whether you're good at it or you're bad at it, or whether it was really true or not, on how other people respond. In relationship, this gets pretty sticky and tricky because it can be hard to share what you feel like you need to share without expecting or desiring a certain kind of response. That's completely understandable. That's part of being in a relationship, is that you become intertwined with your partner or your whoever you're relating to. And it's really easy to have desires or expectations regarding their behavior, the other's behavior, or response to your sharing. But it is a very worthwhile goal in life to recognize that your internal world is the one you have control over, and focus your attention on making your changes there. If something you desire in life depends on the behavior, reaction, response, acceptance, approval of someone else, then I'd encourage you to look a little deeper and see if you can still take your action, you can still sing your song, you can still share your message independent of that expectation or desire or need for a certain kind of response from another. This obviously taps right at a big topic that I can just blanket under the term codependency, but that's a whole nother thing, probably for another day. It's gonna get dark soon. I'm actually gonna start heading back, but that's pretty well covers what I wanted to share today. This idea of speaking your truth for yourself. And if you need a certain response or reaction from someone else, let me turn this around so you can see this beautiful view. If you need a certain kind of response or reaction or acceptance or praise or anything from someone else, then I would suggest that you look a little closer at that and see what your real motive is. Is it really you speaking your truth or sharing your message? Or is it you trying to get something from someone else, or trying to change? Maybe it's your own perception of yourself, but you're trying to affect a change in perception or outcome. Which is okay. I mean, it's okay to have desires for things to be different, but it's it's not a very effective way to clean up your emotional and mental well-being by influencing change on others. It's a lot more effective to focus your energy, your intention, and your desires into changes internal to yourself. The external world follows the internal world. The more subtle things are, the more powerful they are, especially when it comes to your experience of life. And making changes in your mindset, and particularly your beliefs, which I would suggest control your mindset, is the most powerful thing you can do. And if you find yourself wishing things were different, wishing the people around you were different, wishing your experience or circumstances were different, start inside. Look inside yourself and see what you can change inside first. And I believe that that is the way that significant and lasting change is brought about in life, is by modifying and changing your internal experience, and the external follows. Sure is beautiful, huh? Got this frost here. Really amazing. Sunset over the ocean in southeast Alaska. Amazing the way this frost is formed.